Yeah. You mentioned the mayor and the governor. And how about the attorney general, Keith Ellison? There's a lot of comments he's been saying as well. Here's a bit of what he said just a short time ago to attack the administration.
These poorly trained, aggressive, and armed agents of the federal state have terrorized Minnesota with widespread unlawful conduct. They have fired chemical irritants at people obeying lawful orders while exercising their First Amendment rights. They have detained law-abiding citizens, leaving them handcuffed for hours just because of the color of their skin or what they're wearing, or they speak English with an accent.
You know, at one point in the news conference, Tyler, yesterday, he started to say that it's hurting their bottom line, that they have overtime and that businesses have shuttered. I'm looking at a headline here. Minnesota had an $18 billion surplus in 2023. You know, they want to follow the money. Go back to the fraud. Go back to the empty daycares. It's really astounding. And I think that people really need to look at this in Minnesota and other states where there may be fraud, like Ohio, California, Maine, and understand that the grift was widespread. And this is now just becoming a situation that they're using. Unfortunately, a woman has lost her life, but they're using this to deflect from the bigger issues ahead when Congress, when Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent really gets some of the facts and the figures here.
Well, it's hard to scratch all the way to the bottom of this fraud scandal. It is so wide and huge. You know, we have audio of Attorney General Keith Ellison promising to fraudsters in Feeding Our Future that he will fight against the very state agencies he's honor bound to represent in court in order to help those fraudsters. So, I mean, that's how far this goes. But I think it's important that we also mention what these elected officials are saying. They're spreading dangerous neo-Confederate rhetoric. Make no mistake, what we're seeing from the left on immigration law, they're trying to nullify federal immigration law in the same way that the Confederate South tried to nullify our laws leading up to the Civil War. And all of this rhetoric, like Tim Walz sending National Guard to go fight against ICE,
a fascinating
and Ilhan
take, yeah.
Omar. Yeah.